Hi friends, I welcome all of you to our YouTube channel SBCL and all. Today I will study the second video of the chapter acid, bases and salt. If you have not watched the first video, I request you to please watch the video to revise your chapters and have concept. So let's start the video without any delay. We have already seen in the first video, and after that we are going to study how do acids and bases reacts with each other. Friends, I am telling you that my English is not very good. I am just try to understand, understand you. So forgive my language. You just try to understand. Okay, thank you. How do acids and bases reacts with each other? Acids and bases react with each other. What happens when acid and bases react with each other? So let's see. This is base, sodium hydroxide, this is acid, then salt and water is formed. That means whenever a base and acid react with each other, then salt and water is formed. This is the general equation. You have to remember it. I have already told you that you don't have to remember any equation. I will tell you if any equation is very important or maybe asked, then I will suggest you to remember those equations. But the general equations which are very important, because this is not a equation, because this is the concept related with the properties of acid and bases. So you have to know that whenever a base reacts with an acid, then salt and water is formed. As you know, this salt is entirely different from the base or acid. That is, this salt doesn't have any property of either of the base or of the acid. This is entirely a different compound. Okay friends, that means we can say that whenever a base reacts with an acid, then they neutralize each other. Neutralize each other, that means they neutralize the properties of each other. They lost their property in the reaction. Okay friends, so we will study later on that this reaction is called neutralization reaction. This is neutralization reaction. Why this is called neutralization reaction? Because in this reaction both the base and the acid loses their individual properties and forming a entirely different compound, and the property of the compound is entirely different from the base and acid. Okay friends, reaction of metal oxides with the acid. How a metal oxide, metallic oxide, reacts with the acid? You can see here, this is metallic oxide. Any metallic oxide reacts with acid, then salt and water is formed. Wow, this is very surprising. You see here, please you see here and have attention that base and acid, when a base react with acid, then salt and water is formed. And what is happening here? When metal oxide reacts with acid, then salt and water is formed. That means this metal oxide is just behaving like a base. Okay friend, so some bases are soluble in water. They are called alkali. So remember, whenever a metallic oxide reacts with acid, then salt and water is formed. Okay, either a base or a metallic oxide. They are same. That means you can see here a metallic oxide is just behaving like a base. Please remember what I am saying. We can say by seeing these reactions that a metallic oxide is just behaving like a base. That's why a metallic oxide is called basic oxide. So please remember this line. This is very important concept. Metallic oxide are said to be basic oxide. This is very important. And you can say why metallic oxides are called basic oxides, because as a base reacts with a acid and forms salt and water, in the similar way a metallic oxide also reacts with the acid and forms salt and water. That's why metallic oxide is said to be basic oxide. Okay friends, these are basic oxides. Reaction of a non-metallic oxide. What happens when we react a base with a non-metallic oxide? What are non-metallic oxide, friends? These are non-metallic oxide: carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, okay, etc. These are oxides, but since the main component, none of the component is a metal, and these are non-metal: carbon, sulfur, nitrogen, these are non-metal and oxide. Therefore these are called non-metallic oxide. So what happens when a non-metallic oxide reacts with a base? What happens when in above you can see here there is no reaction has been given, but I will give you a reaction to remember. Don't remember it, just understand. Metallic oxide, you can take any metallic oxide. You can take simple magnesium oxide. This is metallic oxide because one of the element is metal, magnesium oxide. When reacts with acid, suppose this reacts with HCl, then what happen? Then salt is formed, then salt MgCl2 is formed and water is liberated, water is formed, H2O. You can take another example, CaO, calcium oxide. You can take H2SO4, then what happen? CaSO4 is formed, calcium sulfate plus water is formed. This is the general equation, that whenever a metallic oxide react with a acid, then salt and water is formed. And in the same way as you can see here, you can see these equations, you can see these equations with this, match this equation with this. What similarity is seen here? Base and acid reacting and forming salt and water. Here also magnesium oxide, that means metallic oxide, reacting with the acid and forming salt and water. That is why a metallic oxide such as magnesium oxide and calcium oxide are called basic oxide. These are called basic oxide. So please remember, this is very important. Metallic oxides are called basic oxide. And what happens when a non-metallic oxide reacts with a base? Non-metallic oxides such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. You will see here that I am writing equation, perhaps this is not given, but very important reaction. How you must have confusion that why I will call a non-metallic oxide as acidic oxide. This is acidic oxide, then why I will call it acidic oxide? Metallic oxide, you can see here non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. This is very important. Metallic oxides are, you can see here, metallic oxides are said to be basic oxide, okay, and you can see here that non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Then why I will call a non-metallic oxide acidic in nature? let's see. When carbon dioxide is reacting with H2 acid and base, you can take any base, you can take calcium hydroxide, COH2. When an acid reacts with a base, then what is formed? Salt and water, CaCO3 plus water, H2O, sorry, H2O. You can see this is base, calcium hydroxide, and this is non-metallic oxide but behaving as a acid. You can write here behaving as a acid. It is not an acid. Remember, this is not a acid. Carbon dioxide is not a acid, but is just behaving like a acid. That is why it is called acidic in nature, because when a acid react with a base or an alkali, you will learn more about it. This is OH. Whenever is OH there, then it is alkali or base. So whenever a acid reacts with a base, then salt and water is formed. This is calcium carbonate, that means salt. You will learn more about salt and how to identify a compound, whether it is salt or not. If there is H plus ion, if there is a chance of liberation of H plus ion, then it is acid. If there is OH minus ion, then it is called base or alkali, whatever. And if any compound is not giving H plus ion, either H plus ion or OH minus ion, then it is salt. Therefore, you can see that calcium carbonate, there is no hydrogen and no chance of liberation of H plus ion. Therefore, it is not acid. You can also see that there is no OH minus ion. So, there is no chance of liberation of OH minus ion. So, this is salt. There are three categories of the compounds: acid, bases and salt. If any compound liberates H plus ion in the solution, this is acid. If any compound liberates OH minus ion in the solution, this is base. And the compound which is neither liberating H plus ion nor liberating OH minus ion, then the compound is definitely a salt. So, this is a salt. You can see another example also. This is sulfur dioxide, SO2, is reacting with you can take any acid or base. You can see, you can take any acid or base. You can take calcium hydroxide, CaOH2. Then what happens? This reacts with this and form CaSO4, calcium sulfate plus H2O. So what you are observing? You are observing that this sulfur dioxide, this is a non-metallic oxide definitely. This sulfur dioxide is just behaving like a acid, because if this is acid and this is base, then salt and water is formed. Then salt and water is formed. So please remember this. You don't have to remember the equations. Please, I am just telling you, you don't have to remember the equation, but you have to grasp the concept, because the concept is important. The question which will be asked, it will be from the concept, because the main thing in the book is that they want to learn, they want to provide the knowledge of concept. So please have the concept only. What do all acids and bases have in common? As I am told you, so I will just skip this topic, because when a compound is giving H plus ion, then this is it is called acid. And when a compound is liberating OH minus ion in the solution, then it is base. Okay, so I am just skipping this topic. What do all acids and bases have in common? H plus and OH minus ion. But this topic is important from another point of view, because in this reaction you have been asked to take a solution of glucose, alcohol, hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. This is the solution. You can see this is dilute HCl. This means dilute HCl. What is dilute? You will learn that we have to add water into the acid, because without water acid cannot liberate H plus ion, and without H plus ion it will not exhibit its acidic character. That means water is very important for an acid to behave as a acid. Okay, so this is dilute HCl, and you can see here this is a circuit, complete circuit, and the bulb is glowing. That means whenever a solution of dilute HCl is using, then the bulb is glowing. If you will use glucose, if either you will use glucose or alcohol in the solution, the bulb will not glow. Then what is happening in the solution? Actually, whenever we are adding acid, for example HCl, then the solution, you remember this is aqueous solution. Then what happens? This H plus ion and Cl minus ion is formed. This breaks up. HCl ion is breaks up into H plus and Cl minus ion. And you know, for the flow of electricity, ions have to flow. Then these ions flow. The positive ion H plus ion flow towards the cathode, and the negative ion, that means chloride ion, flow towards the anode. And in this way the solution is said to be a good conductor of electricity. Therefore, glucose will not conduct electricity, alcohol will not conduct electricity, because they do not dissociate into the ions. Remember the word, they do not dissociate into the ion. This is called dissociation. Dissociation means breaking. They cannot break into ions. And if a solution, if a compound will not break into solution, then break into ions, then it cannot allow electricity to flow through the solution. This is very important. Please have your attention here. If you will pass, now pour some HCl beaker and switch over. Repeat the dilute, observe, repeat the experiment separately with glucose and alcohol solution. So as I have told you that glucose and alcohol solution will not allow electricity to flow, because they will not dissociate into the ions. So what are these ions? You can see here that the bulb will glow start in the case of acids. Okay, and whenever glucose and alcohol solution used, they do not conduct electricity. Okay, the electric current is carried through the acidic solution by ions. Remember, by ions the electricity is conducted. Acid contains H plus ion, and anion such as chloride ion in HCl, NO3, SO4 minus ion, CH3 minus ion. This is from acetic acid. So these ions conduct electricity. You don't have to remember anything, but you just have to know that ions conduct electricity in a solution. So whenever a compound breaks up into ions, then it will conduct electricity. The compounds such as glucose and alcohol do not break into ions, so they cannot conduct electricity. Okay. What happens to an acid base in a water solution? This is important. What happens when an acid or a base is added in water solution? What will happen? So you can see here, this is very carefully it is done. You can see here, this is sodium chloride is being added very slowly into the H2SO4 solution. What will happen? This is very important. Test the gas dry and blue litmus paper. Test the gas passing successively through dry and wet blue litmus paper. What will happen if you pass an acid through dry litmus paper? If the gas is dry and the litmus paper is dry, then the acid will not break up into H plus ion, and I have told you that without H plus ion it will not behave as an acid. So remember, here it is given hydrogen ion in the solution which are responsible for their acidic property. Remember, this H plus ion is responsible for the acidic property. If H plus ion is not given up in the solution, then it will not behave as a acid. Okay. So what happens in case of that if the litmus paper is dry and the gas is also dry? What will happen? Without water, the acid will not break up into ions. HCl will not break up into H plus and Cl minus ion. That is why in absence of H plus ion it will not behave as an acid, and since it will not behave as an acid, the litmus paper, the blue litmus paper, will not change its color. Its color will remain the same. Okay. Now what will happen if the HCl is dry and the HCl solution? If the dry HCl gas, no liberation of H plus ion. H plus ion will not liberate, and accordingly it will not act as an acid. So the color will remain the same. And what will happen in case of HCl solution? Since it is HCl solution that is having water in it, so it will dissociate into H plus ion and it will show its acidic property. So the blue litmus paper will change to red color. Okay friends. So please remember that for any acid to behave as an acid, water is important. Without water it cannot produce H plus ion, and you also know, this is for only knowledge, that I have written earlier that this is H plus ion. Actually it has been seen that in the solution H plus ion is not individually present. It further reacts with the water present in the solution, already present in the solution, and forming hydronium ion H3O plus. So this may be asked in the exam that H plus ion is present in the form of, in the solution, so hydronium ion. Remember, this is the hydronium ion. Okay. For any acid or base, water is very necessary. Without, in absence of water, it is not going to break down. It will neither give OH minus ion nor give H plus ion. So without water, a acid is not will act as acid, and a base will not act as a base, because in presence of water only it breaks up into H plus ion or OH minus ion. If it breaks up into H plus ion, then it is acidic, and if it breaks into OH minus ion, then it is basic. You can see here further KOH in presence of water breaking up into K plus and OH minus ion. Similarly, you can see magnesium hydroxide. So this is the basic thing, that bases generate hydroxide ion in water. Okay. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Some bases are soluble in water. You can see some bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. Therefore, we can say all alkalis are bases. All alkalis are bases. Remember, all alkalis are bases, but all bases are not alkali. Okay, you can study here. And this is the important reaction. Acid and bases react when forming salt and water. We have learnt in earlier video that whenever a acid react with a base forming salt and water, what happens in the reaction? In the reaction, this this may be any acid, then the hydrogen of the acid and OH of the base forms water. HOH means H2O, and X part and this OH part forms salt. This forms salt. Okay, you can see a example here. It will be better to have an example. Suppose we take acid HCl, and also suppose we have a base NaOH. Then what will happen? A salt is formed, NaCl, and water is formed. Okay, this reaction is called neutralization reaction. Why this is called neutralization reaction? Because in this reaction both acid as well as base loses its individual property and entirely different compound is formed, salt. You can see here, this is also very important. The process of dissolving an acid or a base in water is highly exothermic. That means whenever we dissolve an acid or a base in water, then heat is liberated. Very highly exothermic. That means it is very heat will be generated. So care must be taken while mixing concentrated acid or sulfuric acid with water. So what is the actual way? Remember this, acid must always be added slowly to the water. Remember, acid must be always added slowly to the water. That means we have to add acid into water. We have to add acid into water slowly and constant stirring with a stick or anything, glass stick. You have to stir it well, so that the heat, if liberating, it will mix up in the solution and chances of splashing out will reduce. So what will happen if we will not if we will add the water into the acid? Then what will happen if we do the opposite thing? What will happen? If water is added to the acid, then heat generated may cause mixture to splash out and cause burns. So care may be taken, and this question has also been given in the sample paper, that what is the actual process? We have to add acid into the water, not the water into the acid. Okay, we have to add acid into the water with constant stirring. Okay, now you can see some questions. Why do HCl, HNO3 show acidic character in aqueous solution, okay, while alcohol and glucose do not? Your answer will be simple, that in an aqueous solution HCl and H plus ion gives H plus ion, and this H plus ion is responsible for the acidic property. But when this acid is dissolved in the solution such as alcohol and glucose, H plus ion is not liberated, so it cannot behave like acid in alcohol or glucose. Next question, why does an aqueous solution of an acid conduct electricity? As I have told you that for conducting electricity, ions is important. So aqueous solution of acid conduct electricity, because in aqueous solution the ion, an acid breaks up into ions, and the ions are responsible for the conduction of electricity. What happens when a dry gas not change the color of dry litmus paper? I have told you that whenever a dry HCl gas is passed through dry litmus paper, its color will not change, because both are dry. That means water is not available, and without water HCl gas will not break, will not liberate H plus ion, and you know that in absence of H plus ion and acid cannot behave like an acid, so the color will not change. This is also important. How is the concentration of hydroxide ion affected when excess base is dissolved in solution of sodium hydroxide? Remember, when excess base is dissolved in the sodium hydroxide solution. Suppose, what is the question? Please understand it. This is conceptual question, and I have already told you that conceptual questions are important for the board exams. Suppose this is a solution of any solution of sodium hydroxide. Okay, it has been given that this is a solution of sodium hydroxide. That means in the solution there is OH minus ion, OH minus ion is available in the solution. That means the solution is basic. If you add concentration of H plus ion when excess base is dissolved, suppose any excess base is being dissolved here, suppose ammonium hydroxide is dissolved, NH4OH, suppose NH4OH is being added to it, then what will happen? NH4OH will also liberate OH minus ion in the solution. So this will also liberate OH minus ion, and ammonium and sodium hydroxide also liberate OH minus ion. Therefore, the number of OH minus ion per unit volume, remember, the number of OH minus ion per unit volume of the solution will increase. Okay, per unit volume, this is a term. The per unit volume, in per unit volume, the number of OH minus ion will increase. That is the concentration. You may call it another word, without saying number, you may call it concentration. The concentration of OH minus ion will increase. Okay, friends, thank you very much. If you have understood, it will be my pleasure, and if you think better, you forward this video to your friends so that they may also get benefited. Thank you. We will see in your we will meet in our third video. Thank you.